I went to the restore, and this box was sitting on the shelf. I looked at it just enough to make sure that it was mostly full of bits. I have some router bits. These look to be a little bit better than the ones I have. I like having sets. Now, half-inch straight bit, I don't have one of those now. Evidently don't need one, haven't ever worried about it. Straight bit 3/4 inch. Panel pilot bit, it's for punching holes through panels. Straight bit, 1/4 inch diameter. Dovetail bit, 1/2 inch diameter. That's really handy for making joints. Then a grooving bit, that's nice for making letters. I used those before when I made letters for the hay wagons that I put names on. Then there's a 1/2 inch diameter mortising bit, which is kind of like a straight bit, except it's a little shorter. Self-piloting trim. I've never seen one of these. Wonder what it looks like. Well, if I can get it out. Looks like I'm going to have to work on getting that one out. Self-piloting push-through trim. Okay. So this goes in there and this lets me do trim work with it. I'm going to have to look that up. Oh, they're packed full of sawdust. That's what the problem is. Roman OG bit. A little Allen wrench for taking the bearing off. Pilot bearings need to be cleaned. This one looks like it was the last one used. It has the small pilot bearing on it and it's clean. The rest of them are covered with dust. So this is a slot cutter bit. This is a roundover bit, cove bit, 45-degree chamfer bit. This one is confused. That one's in the wrong spot. This Roman OG is supposed to go over here. This chamfer bit is supposed to go over there. So I'll have to move things around to get them to where they belong. Flush trim bit, 1/2 inch diameter. All these are going to come in handy. I've got another set of them down in the basement, but they're not carbide. These are carbide. They might be dull. I might have to get out the little diamond file and touch them up a bit, but I'm sure they will work just fine. Yeah, they need to be cleaned up and the box needs to be cleaned, but this is going to be a nice set. It was 10 bucks. That's a full day's budget, but I thought it was well worth it. This guy really has no purpose. I don't use them very often, but it looked like a better one than what I usually get. Now the jaws are a little beat up, but the shank's not bent, the handle's in good condition, the thread works. Somebody painted this so that they'd be able to recognize it in the pile. So I will clean this one up and strip off all the yellow paint. And this has got a pin that's driven in there and staked in. Yep, there's a couple of stake marks there, so I'll have to take those out if I want to get this fitting out. But maybe I don't have to worry about that. See if I can clean it up, leaving that thing in there. I don't usually take them all apart. I don't do Scout Crafter fixes as a general rule. So that's going to work pretty good. That'll be a nice project to play with. This is one that came in a toolbox, and I just like these Tricos. They're really nice wrenches. They're solid. I thought this had Trico stamped on it somewhere. Maybe my mind's playing tricks on me. SPC Company, Bemis and Cal. Okay, it looks like a Trico, but evidently it's a Bemis and Cal. That's okay. Still going to be a nice wrench. Thing that I don't like about these is it's got a really nice head on the back of this thing, and people think that's for driving stuff. It's not. It's just to keep you so that it sits flat and square, and it's not there to be a hammer. And this one hasn't been hammered on. Now these guys, I'm getting ready to bring up the sawhorse from in the basement. Not the sawhorse, the woodworking table bench from in the basement. And I want to make that movable. And these two are a match set. Got them for cheap. Yep, they're $1 a piece. That's a good price. So that was my acquisitions from that trip, plus the one that I went to the garage sale and picked up that Billings wrench. So that's everything. One of the things I do is I keep the bill. I don't know if anybody else on the channel does this, but anything that I use as a prop for one of the videos, I keep the receipt and I deduct it because it's an expense for the business. If you're making money off the channel, you get to pay taxes on the money that you make off the channel. You also get to deduct it. My accountant set this up for me. It's all good. So that's everything that I got to show you, and I'm going to go put this on the internet and you guys can watch it. It's just a short little clip today. Busy doing a lot of other stuff. Thanks for watching.